Hi guys, I'm Melina, and for 23 years, I literally can't believe I'm saying that, I've been helping women get unstuck and feel healthy, fit, and confident in their own skin. This is the Melina Method podcast, where nutrition meets mindset, fitness gets unraveled to be your superpower, and we really dive in to see the real you for who you are.
Hey guys, welcome back to my show. I have a special guest today that I'm so excited about. And I think this is my second guest so far. Um, and this is like one of the most important topics ever. And if you've
Yes,
been listening in, you guys
absolutely.
know I'm going to be talking about so many different things and probably repeating things, but this is a topic that we're going to really dial in. Everybody wants fat loss, everybody wants muscle, everybody wants more energy, anti-aging, longevity. Like these are the things everybody wants. We see it all over the internet, we see it all over social media. But no one wants to talk about the number one thing that controls it all. And I'm sleep. Sleep, you guys. The number one thing that controls it all is sleep. So I want to introduce my friend. Holy grail. I want to introduce my friend right now. Um, I've worked with her. We met through social media, I believe, but like we lived in the same town. We slayed shampoo together. We talked fitness together, and I want to introduce my friend TamiSue, and I'm going to give the floor to her. But she is an amazing sleep consultant, sleep expert, works with one of the number, I think it's the number, let's call it the number one sleep
Oh, sleep
company.
company.
Yep.
Oops, sleep good.
And
Yeah.
what she does to focus on it as sleep, I want her to set the foundation for sleep. So please welcome TamiSue.
Thanks. Yeah, no, super excited to be here. Thank you for allowing me to join you. This was so fun. Sleep is the non-sexy side of what's happening in your bedroom. Nobody ever wants to talk about it.
It's awesome.
But it's
I
so
think sleep's pretty
important.
sexy.
It's so
I love to go to
important.
sleep. I don't know.
I don't know, some of us drool, but that's a topic for another day. Um So, anyways, yes, Coop Sleep Goods is just adjustable sleep products. And essentially, what that means is no matter your body type, your sleep situation, your sleep environment, whatever your specific caveats are for your sleep, these products are all adjustable to you. And then that's like in and of itself an amazing idea to grasp, right? But then once you get these products home, you're kind of like, okay, adjustability is great, but how? And how do I make this work the best for me? And then that kind of takes into consideration sleep science. There's so much behind sleep science. And then you have sleep products. And what I do is I just help people take both sides, marry it together, and sleep success is
I
what
love
we
that. Sleep
strive
success.
for.
Success everywhere, right?
But
That's a good word, sleep success.
absolutely. But with Melina specifically, her fitness that she's been doing, for
Wow. Oh my God.
4 years,
Pay attention.
and then recently becoming a mom
Get
twice
my
over,
flowers.
dealing with
Shit.
postpartum. And, during pregnancy and what that looked like, I've been there through that journey with you. And then now, kind of moving into that space where perimenopause, menopause, and these are a lot of conversations that people aren't really having, and what it looks like for our sleep world out there. There's tons of women who just don't have the information or misinformation. And so
Here we
here
are.
we are.
See,
Melina,
I have to say, like,
here we are.
how it really how I learned about Tammy Sue and I know each other. We're social media friends. We're doing all the healthy beauty stuff together. And then I was like, she's like, like this company that she worked for was like growing and like they sent me a pillow and I was pregnant and I was like, having the pregnant second time, and I was having, like, the worst time sleeping, and I had one of those pregnancy pillows that somebody gave me, and it was, like, it was terrible, like, I was like, "This I'm, like, miserable." She sent me this pillow, you guys, and she sent one for my toddler, and I was literally, like, shook at how different it was from anything else I'd ever slept on. I'm not exaggerating, like, just because of this episode, like, I literally was like, "Oh my god, this pillow's changed my life." I still sleep with that pillow because it helps my I curve it, like, in my back, and it's so comfortable. Like, sometimes my daughter will, like, literally crawl in my bed, and it's, like, my husband and we're all on that pillow. Like, it's long, and we're all just, like,
Yep.
loving it. But,
Yeah. I think it's like 6
it's
inches
it's
long.
amazing,
I mean,
and I've
it
said
really
that
does.
to pregnant people I know. I'm like, "No, you need this pillow." Like, they're all pregnancy pillows are not the same. And then you recently sent me the half moon thing. I'm waiting for my pillow topper. I know I'm bad at posting, but I need that pillow
I
topper.
know. We got that. It's
I
coming.
share as much as I can.
Yes, you do.
Pop it in my email. So if you guys are subscribed to my email list, I'll like do like my favorite products that I use and I'll like drop links in there. Um Gosh, it's crazy with emails. I don't get a lot of engagement, but like I'm like I put really good products in there and these pillows like everybody needs. But talk to me a little bit about I mean, I have a few questions and notes, but I just really want this show to flow and um naturally, obviously, because of course it will. We're like, da da da.
Well,
We like pre-gamed the show, and I was like, wait, we need to save that for the episode. But why don't you talk about why sleep is so a couple things. Why is sleep so underrated with fitness and fat loss? Because I like just did an episode on fat loss, so this is like amazing that we're talking about this. I was saying in that episode we're gonna talk all about sleep in the next episode, but talk about how sleep affects your hormones. We talked about this a little bit. Hormones, cortisol, fat storage, cravings. Um, but because there's a lot of women that I work with and have worked with that were like, they're in the gym, they're eating the protein, whatever, but their sleep is all out of whack, and so then they get that, like, hormone weight. You know what I mean? They get that hormone weight. It's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't sleep." I'm like, "Oh, could yeah, cortisol." So talk to us about that and why sleep is everything.
absolutely. Well, I think this is something it's pretty easy to understand. I mean, your body is going to do all of your recovery while you're sleeping. So, like proper blood flow to all of your extremities and you need your brain needs to detoxify and everything you're putting your body through during the day, that's just really your body is resetting. That's where you're getting that factory reset on your body so you can tackle the next day and have the sleep that you need. And that's where, making sure you're sleeping in the right sleep situation, making sure your room is dark, it's at a very cool temperature, making sure that you're not having screen time or blue lights before you're going to bed. These are all things that are going to help you set up for a perfect sleep night. But I would really super recommend to everyone if you just did a circadian reset. I won't get into that super granularly, but we can do that another day. But that is
I
like
just
a
talked
game
about this
changer.
nighttime
Yeah.
routine.
It
Sorry to cut you off. I just talked about this, how nighttime
mhm.
routine is, like, so important.
So important. And I mean, people tease me. They're just like, "Oh, do you have your bedtime schedule? Like, can you go out?" And I'm like, I adhere to this like nobody's business. And I don't like to say I sleep like a baby. I say I sleep like the dead. I lay down and I do not get up. And I'm
Wow.
53. So, like, I've had 5 kids. Yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
remember I told you earlier I was gonna send you this, and I pulled up my phone because s yesterday, I did a consult, of a new client and full nutrition client, and sleep is like I had 2 yesterday, and they both had sleep problems, 2 different ages, one's in her 50s, one's in her 30s. The one in her 30s sent me this morning, and I'm like, "This is so weird, I'm doing a whole episode on sleep." She goes, "This is how I sleep." She had a problem. "This is how I sleep," and it's this person that looks like a mountain climber, like the knees up and they're like this.
Mhm.
And it says,
Yeah, I call it
okay, they
super
call it the mountain climber on the workout witch is Instagram. Okay. Your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight mode. If you sleep like this, your leg is bent and your body subconsciously keeping your muscles on high alert and so that you're because you're ready for a threat. What the heck? Okay.
Well, I mean, I think
What about
that's fun.
Stargazer?
I think that's fun, but I think
Then there's Stargazer. Have you heard of Stargazer? I'm sure you have. You're a consultant, in which everybody needs to book a session with TamiSue. The hands behind the head posture unconsciously, so you're like this, signals overreactive mind and attempt to
right.
process your thoughts while you sleep, which means your brain is working overtime with much unresolved mental clutter. What about fetal position? This is one
That's
of the this
heavy.
is the
I don't
worst.
know.
Fetal position is a defensive posture. So if you instinctively sleep like this, your body has an unconscious need for self-protection even when you sleep. T-Rex arms. Everybody in the studio right now is questioning how they sleep right now. T-Rex arms, clenching your fists under your chin is a clear sign you're in a startle reflex, which signals a nervous system that is completely overloaded. This is why it's common for neurodiverse people to sleep like this. Mummy. There's like a mummy. You're like
Yeah,
sleeping with crossed arms over your
sometimes
chest
like
is a
this
sign
too.
you're shielding yourself emotionally, signaling suppressed emotions or unacknowledged vulnerability as your body retreats inward to hold it in while you rest. What the heck? Okay.
Well, I think that's a whole psychoanalysis center.
That's terrifying. Wait, last one, and then I want your thoughts. And you know what's crazy? I do sleep like this. Hey. Left side leg. Left side leg log. 10 out of 10, Melina Fitness. Sleeping relaxed on your left side improves circulation, supports digestion, even reduces heartburn. So if you're sleeping like this, it's a sign that your body knows how to prioritize your health and wellness while resting. I always sleep on my left side and I hug.
Right,
I
because all of your
her.
organs yeah, your left side, all of your
Yes.
organs are laying ergonomically correct. Your stomach and your esophagus are parallel to each other, nothing's twisting. You're not getting any acid, buildup in your stomach, which is great for your gut and your microbiome. And everything is just but all of these things, I think this is the psychological side of sleep, and that's a whole nother
Thing
thing.
for 12 episodes.
But as even as cavemen, like
Yeah.
back in all of my study, sleeping on your left side is kind of how they slept to protect their organs because you have to imagine they're out like this is like way back, like, before Homo sapiens, right? So this is just to really protect all of your organs. So there's a lot to be said about that. Are you sleeping in fight or flight mode? I don't know. I do the Superman or the climber, the mountain climber.
Mountain climber?
I do. I am sleep shamed by all the doctors I work with,
Jeez.
okay? This is not a recommended sleep position. However, I tell people I just never grew up. Like I have been sleeping like this since I was a toddler. It's a sleep habit.
People
And
definitely
so
sleep
when I
with it.
do
My
pillow
husband can sleep with like his legs on the floor. Like he'll be in my daughter's room and he's like this, like hugging the bed. And I'm like, he's out. I'm like that guy can sleep with a foot up. I don't understand. How does that mean anything? The guy can sleep
Yeah.
anywhere.
it just
Diagonals.
it just means he's lucky.
That's
I
lucky. Not lucky for me. Does
yeah, I mean, but you can sleep anywhere, right?
literally like on a ferry boat in Greece,
But when I
uncomfortable chair, like passed out. I'm like, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
wow.
I think
Oh, to be him.
this is such an amazing topic, but like how it affects your results, obviously in my world, primarily how I consult when I consult people. That's why I really was excited about bringing you on. How these pillows and mattress toppers and things really have changed my sleep game. And I really want to talk about that, especially before we close and wrap the episode. But how sleep deprivation literally makes your body hold on to fat, okay? And it also will not your recovery, like you mentioned recovery in your brain, but recovery in your muscles, inflammation. Like, when you, like, wake up and you're, like, swollen, well, first of all, like, drink water before you go to bed and right when you wake up, right? Not alcohol or and all the things that make you inflame, but, um, yeah, talk about that. Talk about the sleep deprivation and, like, why people just briefly, like, why people, like, wake up feeling inflamed or aren't seeing fat loss. And we know with the cortisol, but, you know,
Well, right. Well, we had kind of touched on hormones and what that in our
conversation. Yeah.
previous conversation. But a lot of times hormones have a huge factor in our sleep as well. And a lot of them are causing inflammation. Cortisol, like you had mentioned, can be off the charts. But a lot of women, especially women are of a certain age, they have this witching hour. It is like between 2 and 3 a.m. There's no rhyme or reason. It's the wake up. I am wide awake and now I can't go back to sleep. And a lot of people will turn to their phone, like, or they'll click on a light, they'll start to read. But what that does is it's resetting your circadian, which then is triggering your natural
Like your fight
oh
or
my gosh,
flight
I
mode
can't think of
or
the word right now.
oh,
No, 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 no. It's the sleep aid, and I can't it's not really, it's a hormone. It is, and I can't think of it right now.
it's okay.
However, um, your body, when you are resetting your circadian rhythm, then you're teaching your body 3 o'clock's your wake up time. And then your clock is gonna set to
I
wake
have a
up at
client who
3
told me
a.m.
that yesterday. She's in her
So what
in
you
the
have to
house, full blown. She said, "I wake up at 3 a.m. Can't shut off her brain."
Yeah. Also, alcohol plays
No.
a huge part in that. That's with your insulin and your body processing your sugar. And then that's going to affect your inflammation. And you're going to wake up and you're going to be puffy, and none of your rings are going to fit. Everything's going to be tight on you. And you're going to be like, what am I doing wrong? Right? I went to bed at the right time. It's just making sure that you're resetting yourself. Daylight, first thing when you wake up in the morning, is the best thing to do to reset your circadian. Just making sure you're in natural light as much as possible. I know in the wintertime it's a little more
Depending on where
difficult,
you live.
but that's how, yeah, and depending on where you live, that's essentially how you're going to reset everything. And then that tells your body to start banking for
Right.
your sleep cycle. Then when you go to sleep, your body is just drawing on your hormones and everything that you built in for yourself earlier in the day. So making sure you get that good 8 hour
I mean, I think
sleep
that's the hardest there, and I feel like you really need a part 2 of this for sure, but if you were to give, like, 3 practical sleep fixes, so maybe, like, 3 things people can do tonight, like, literally tonight for an ideal nighttime routine, and maybe some mistakes, like, do these things, like, an example, like, blue light, less eating. I know, like, eating 1 to 2 hours before bed is better, depends, like, sometimes I notice myself, like, I have to get that protein, like, I didn't eat enough for the day, so it doesn't affect my sleep. I actually sleep better, but, like, most people, it's not what they're doing, they're, like, the snacking, it's, like, the chips and the junk, but anyways, stress cortisol, like, give us 3 tips that people could do, like, literally tonight to, like, improve their sleep.
I would say the top three things. One, put your phone down, put blue light down
30 minutes.
30 minutes or more if you can before you go to bed. That hands down is going to be the best. I think making sure your sleep environment is dialed in, making sure you're comfortable. Comfort is important, but alignment while you're sleeping is going to be a significant factor in your quality of sleep. So, making sure your pillow, your bed, your bedding is all situated for you and your sleep situation. If you sleep warm, if you sleep cold,
What's
like
the ideal temperature? 'Cause
everybody
I say you should sleep at 67 degrees, is that true?
65 to 68 is the
Tell my husband
that's
that
the
it's like
kind
78 in my
of
house. I'm
area.
like, dude, it needs to be freezing in here. He's like, no, we have. What about kids? I have 5 little kids. Is that
Yeah.
too cold for them?
No, 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 no. Also, I mean, a little added benefit is bacteria doesn't really grow in lower temperatures, so you might actually be keeping water healthier with the lower temperature.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So,
Yanni,
yeah,
I'm
make
watching this.
sure your sleep
What about
tools
magnesium?
are
Uh,
100%. Magnesium glycinate is
right.
the one. There's multiple
I know
different
glycinate.
magnesiums and
Yeah,
are so good for multiple. Yeah, glycinate's the one you want to take for before bed. And literally, I take it 30 minutes
me too.
before bed because I I literally fighting to keep my eyes open.
So things
Fighting to
people
keep
can do
my eyes
tonight,
open.
wash your sheets and make sure you're comfortable, like get clean. I said this in an episode, my nighttime routine, like take a quick warm shower. It just calms you down. Like, right? What do you think about that? I always take a shower
Uh,
before bed.
there's different yeah, different there's multiple different studies on hot or cold
I thought cold was in the
and
morning.
women versus men. No, and sometimes cold will make your cortisol go up. So, like, there's multiple different studies out there. I would really look into
So
that
you don't think a
before
hot shower
you,
lower like
if you are
lowers your
having,
cortisol before bed?
no, a cold shower. Cold showers can
No,
up
no
your
hot shower
cortisol.
before bed. I do a hot shower.
Right. No, there's just multiple different studies. So I would definitely do your own research and try to figure out which one works for you. But like for you, that works great.
Yeah, I do a warm every night before I go to bed. I have to like take a shower, I have like magnesium cream. I like wash, all my things, beauty routine and all the things. And I like get in my pillows and yeah. But I am kind of bad with the blue light and not like scrolling, but sometimes I just like to watch a show. Like I'm so go, go, go all day. Like, and I have no problem falling asleep. I'll like watch a little mindless television. I call it
So
mindless television, aka Housewives. I watch a mindless television, and my husband's like, "Aren't you like? Doesn't that like stress you out?" I'm like, "No, it calms me down. It does not.
serial killers at night
It's not my
before
life.
bed.
I think it's hilarious. Like a little Jersey Shore. Come on, anything." So, okay, magnesium. Everyone tonight, magnesium's Lycanate. Put it in your Amazon cart. Take a hot shower. Maybe make sure your sleep environment is yes dialed in and get off the blue light. Those are great starting points. Um,
Yeah, make a teleconsultation with me
yeah.
through Coop, and I will do a house call. I will jump on a phone call with you, and I will look at you in your bed on your pillow, and I will make sure you're aligned, and I can give you tips on how to sleep better. And
Oh my God, we should do an
yeah,
Instagram live together and do this. I'm gonna put your
yep.
information definitely in the show notes. Make sure you guys follow TamiSue and reach out to her to do your sleep consultation. I think it's huge, just like nutrition, just like peptides, whatever it is. Like and there are peptides that help with sleep. Just saying, amazing dials in your
Oh yeah.
your sleep cellularly. But anyway, I'm super excited and grateful that you came on here. I just want to make sure so people can find you on social media. We'll put that in the show notes.
Well, you could default Coop Sleep Goods, our site or our Instagram. I don't even know what I am on Instagram. I think it's
Something.
TamiSue McKenzie.
We're gonna put it on here. And
Yeah.
yes, everybody needs a Sleep Coop pillow. I will put my link in the show notes as well because I do have a little fun affiliate link with them. Love, love, love. Everything Sleep Coop. Sleep
Like,
Coop, Coop Sleep. What am I saying?
Coop Sleep
Sleep.
Goods.
Thank you guys so much. Um,
Good.
Again, sleep and fat loss. Everyone should be dialed into this episode and um
I want
yeah,
to hear
let's hear some results.
I
Let's see
want to
part
hear
two.
someone.
We'll do part two. I'll get some people to write in and we'll talk about some results. But thank you so much for being here, TamiSue, and we will talk soon.
Chat soon. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Melina Method podcast. I hope you're fired up to make a shift in your life. That's the whole point. So if this episode spoke to you, subscribe to my weekly insider. It's melinafitness.com/subscribe. It's all the fun things that you want to get to know me and know what's coming up and what's the latest tea on the Melina Method. So I will see you guys next time.